Thank you, members. My name is John Ma. I say it again because this is now the beginning of the meeting. We are sharing, the 11 of us, about the objections we meet along our ways and our activities of doing the business, Riverbit International Business. These objections meet every salesperson or every networker, and these objections can switch you off, especially if you don't have the answers to them. Some of these objections that we meet when you are doing this business are like, I'm not interested. I'll get back to you. I'll think about it. I'll consult with my spouse. I'll consult with my uncle. Let me call my sister. Let me consult with my mom. I don't have time. How much experience, how much money have you earned? Have you made such? The last one is that maybe a few minutes in the conversation of presenting the product, somebody asks you, how much is the product? Or in the middle of the presentation, how much is Miracell Plus? How much is the product? Or at the end of it, how do you still handle that question on the price? Yesterday, I had a seminar, a big seminar, and I was asking one of the participants if they have had difficulties in answering the question of how much their products are. And I got to understand that this is a hard question for only networkers, because networkers tend to bring on board or in the market products that are unique. Products that compared to the ones in the market, they are quite high. They are quite high because they are unique. They have a unique ingredient. They are expensively manufactured. They have been shipped from far countries and such. So if you compare, let's say, the product, especially a healing product with a conventional medicine in the chemist, it would appear yours is expensive. So the question of how much it is may not be difficult to those people selling electronics, those people selling books, those people selling anything you can find in the streets. But for us, it's a question that somebody has to think twice before they answer. There we go. How do you answer the question of, I'm not interested? How do you answer that question? I am not interested. Thank you. There are two things involved. Anytime that somebody has told you that they're not interested, probably you didn't qualify them well. Probably they're not the right people for your opportunity, or probably it's not the right time for them. Thank you. Or still, it can be that you didn't present well, that they didn't have a grasp of what exactly are you selling. How do you handle that question? Because you really have to have a response to that. This is how I do it. Let's take that the prospect name is George. Mr. George, thank you for that response that you're not interested in this. My question is, what would it take for you to change your mind and reconsider this? What would have to change? What would have to change for you to get interested, or for you to have a review of your response to this? What would have? This is not their interest, but you're asking them, what would have to change? Thank you. The other way to cover or to handle that question is by asking them, Mr. George, the next time you're looking for an opportunity like this, the next time you're looking for a product like this, will I be the, can I be the first person you'll consult with? They'll say yes. Then you'd ask them, is it okay with you if I could send you some materials more about it, or I could be sending you updates about it so that in case you change your mind, or in case it fits your needs, you'll get to buy it. This is a professional way of handling that question instead of being switched off by that statement they have made. And you're getting a reason to follow up with them as a professional. The reason why you're asking them, the next time you're looking for such an opportunity, will I be the first person you'll consult with? Most of you, you'll get to understand that as a profession, most of the clients you'll meet, they'll need several exposures before they make a decision of buying what you're selling them. And when somebody is not interested, all now that you're looking for from them is the reason to follow up with them. I hope I have answered that question or that objection as it should be. I'll get back to you. Wow, I'll get back to you. Anytime you have heard about somebody saying, I'll get back to you, do they really ever get back to you? Do you ever hear from them again? It's a fucking lie. Prospects lie all the time. What do you tell them? If somebody also tells you, I'll think about it, I'll think about it, I will call you, I will call you. Thank you. If those three objections happen to you, there are two ways you can handle them. One, I call it the preface way of handling that objection or those objections. The second one is when you didn't handle it at the beginning and it's now at the end. So how do you handle it in advance? In advance, this is the way to handle it. You say, Mr. George, the purpose for us meeting today is to see if we can work together. Or you can say, Mr. George, the reason for us meeting today is to see if the products I have will help solve your problem. The purpose for us meeting today is to see if we can be part of the system, you work together with us, and we enjoy the income that comes with working with the RiveBit system. Thank you. At the end of this presentation, there are two things that you can do. One is that you can agree that you have made up your mind to work with us, and you will tell me, yes, you are into it, and boom, we'll work together. The other thing you can tell me, and I want to tell you clearly that it is absolutely okay to say no to me or me to say no to you, is that you can say no to this opportunity and it will be okay. It's okay to say no to this opportunity. It is the same way it's okay for me to tell you a no to something I don't want. It's completely okay with that. The other thing you can tell me, but I don't want you to tell me, is that you'll get back to me, you'll think about it, or you get back to me on a call. Simply because over the time I have had this, I have done this business, when clients tell me they'll get back to you or get back to me, all they're trying to say is a polite no. They never get back. So you can feel free to just tell me a no instead of not saying the exact no. Thank you. That's one way of handling that objection. The other way is that when it has just happened at the end of the presentation and you didn't handle it in the beginning, this is how you handle it. Somebody has told you, I'll get back to you. I'll think about it. I'll give you a call. Mr. George, this is how to respond to him. Mr. George, over the time that I have been in this business, when somebody tells me I'll get back to me, they are kind of politely telling me no. Is that what you're trying to tell me here? Is that what you're trying to tell me? They will exactly tell you whether that is what all their positions are. The other thing is that you can tell them, Mr. George, what would it take us to do business today? What would it take for us to do business today? What would it take? What would it take for us to get started? If they're saying that they'll get back to you, there's something that is not clear that they are trying to hide from you. That's when you realize that they'll talk about maybe they don't have time. They'll talk about maybe they don't have money, or maybe they have somebody else to consult. It's good you get to exactly know what kind of objection you are facing and not that vague, that ambiguous, that unclear objection. Get to know exactly what objection, like I don't have money, like I don't have time. Such objections are clear and you know how to handle them. When somebody tells you I don't have time, let's say to meet you, maybe you are prospecting somebody who is busy, a business person, a CEO, they don't have time and they're telling you that. How do you handle that? How do you handle that? The reason why I have asked that question is that I want to take this question to you. I have helped you know how to handle the first two objections. And now we can continue because there are other objections that we still have, like I'll consult with my wife. So let's get the answers from you. How do you handle the objection of I don't have time? Thank you. Thank you, Valentine. That's a good compliment, Kendra. It's also good you chat me on the inbox, WhatsApp inbox, so that we can talk more about it. Yeah, chat me on the WhatsApp inbox because every group by post, you can definitely know that I'm the one posting. Remind me on WhatsApp about the request you're making on the chat box. So how do you handle, ladies and gentlemen, how do we handle that? This meeting is not mine, this meeting is all yours. So let me allow you to unmute yourself and ask a question. So right now you can unmute yourself and ask any question or answer the question I'm asking. How do you handle the objection of I don't have time? You can raise your hand or you can just unmute yourself and say something. Anyone with an answer to that? I don't have time. Somebody has asked you, I don't have time. Just say, somebody has asked you, I don't have time. Somebody has told you, I don't have time to meet you. Lynette, you have prospected somebody on Facebook and they have told you, I don't have time to meet you. Lynette. Nsai from South Africa, you have prospected somebody, let's say from Cape Town. Maybe it's a city away from you. And they have told you, I don't have time to meet you. How do you handle that? How do you handle that? Anyone who can answer? How do you handle yours?
Maybe I can give my view.
Okay, Richard.
Yeah, I think for someone who says they don't have time, Ebu ask the question, then I answer. Assume you are the one I'm presenting to, and then you say you don't have time.
Thank you, Richard. You have presented to me and you have requested me to come to your office or to a place I can meet you to have more exposure to the opportunity. And I have told you, I don't think I have time, Richard.
Okay, it seems, Mr. John, you are a very busy man. You have a lot of work, and the good thing is we have a model whereby even as a part-timer with very few hours or even a few of your time, you can as well be part of this and make an extra coin towards what you get in your busy schedule. So if you're interested maybe in making that extra income, then I think it can favor you working as a part-timer. That's my view.
Thank you, Richard, for that view. Thank you very much. Clap for you. Anyone else who can chip in her or his idea?
Hi, everyone. On my side,
Yes.
I'm Josephine.
Yes, Josephine.
On my side, I can, if I have prospected to someone and he has told me or she has told me that he doesn't have time,
okay,
I can ask him also a question that which day the person can be interested in the business, but just because he doesn't have time. So I will have to know if the person is interested in the business or is just because he doesn't have time. If he doesn't have time, I will also consult on that. Or if he's interested but he doesn't have time, I will also consult on that and then compare and then come up with the solution. Thank you.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I like that. The reason why I'm talking about is that, Jose, from your answer, that is Josephine, from your answer, you'll not be handling something vague. You're trying to be direct to what is it that is making him lack time? Is it that he is not interested in what I'm doing, or he is really busy? I like that approach because it tells us specifically this is the objection that I should be handling, not this thing that I am not sure of. Another person. We always say that adults are never wrong. Probably what we do as adults is give maybe a correct answer to a different question. Don't fear to chip in your point. Nobody here is wrong because you're in this business. There is an answer you give to the objections when you meet them. We are not, each one has his business, each one has his account or her account. So when you fail to talk, I wonder, how do you do it on your site? So help me understand. So from my side, when somebody tells me I don't have time, this is how I handle that. Mr. George, probably the reason why you are not getting time is because you are very busy and you have got a very busy schedule. I also have a very busy schedule, and that's why I can understand you. I would like to get to know what exactly you will need to see, having value to the time that you'll set aside for this, so that you'll not feel that you have been wasted. What is it exactly that you feel that makes you think your value for the time will not be handled well or will not be compensated? The best answer is to get to know what is it that is making them fail to see the value that you'll deliver. Assure them that you are in a capacity to cater for them. Richard has said the opportunity is offering a chance for you to even run it part-time. That's good. So get to know what exactly is their fear. When somebody says something, it's because they don't want the other thing. Now, for you to handle that they have said, you have to know what exactly they don't want. Thank you. Another question. I will consult with my wife. I will consult with my uncle. I'll ask my uncle about this. How do you handle that? When somebody tells you that, I'll consult with my wife. I'll consult with my uncle. This is after you have done the whole presentation, you have mentioned the prices, everything is done, and they have told you, I'll consult with so and so. How do you handle that? Let me get to know. You can unmute yourself and say something. Yes, Valentine?
Okay, good evening, guys.
Good evening.
I would like to answer that question about somebody telling you that he or she doesn't have time. For me, the way I deal with it, like I usually tell him or her, time is you yourself to create. If you don't have time now, you can create a good time for me to share, because sharing this opportunity doesn't need to be in a hurry. I usually tell him or her that I'm also a patient Annie. I have that patience too. So the time will be ready for me to share to you the opportunity. I'll be available that time. So let us schedule the time, then we do the sharing of the opportunity. And it's either I call, and I like calling, that makes me better Annie, to have that direct conversation with the person. So that is how I deal with it. And then when it comes to time, what is the second question?
About I'll consult my spouse, I'll consult my uncle.
Okay, consulting somebody is not an issue, and I'm not against it. That's how I deal with my client. When somebody tells me like I'll consult with somebody, either a friend, my mother, or what, I tell him, yes, it is okay to consult, no problem. But remember, decision making is upon you. That mother you want to consult from, or from her, she has her life, and you have your life. You are the one who is in need of this opportunity, not your mom. So if you consult your mom and tells you like you should not go for it, and you want to go for it, so what decision will you come up finally? It is maybe you'll get discouraged. So decision making, it is upon you individual. It is upon you individual. That mother won't be there for you every time and then. She won't help you pay your bills every time and then. It is you who pays your bills, and that mother needs your support too. So if you consult her on the issue of finding money, or grabbing an opportunity to give you something for tomorrow, and then she comes against it, and tomorrow she's the one who will tell you, my daughter, my son, I need something from you, and she refused you from grabbing that opportunity, who would have made a loss there? It is you. So decision making, it is upon you individual. Nobody should make for you a decision. That is all.
Thank you, Valentine. A clap for that. I like that. You have chipped in your position and your answer to the two questions. I don't have time, and I will consult with my closest friend. Thank you. Anyone else about consulting? Yes,
Maybe if I may contribute, I did like how Valentine has answered that question. Actually, I had the same answer to the client on answering the second question on how I'll consult my baby, my mother. That is the best advice to them. It is good because is now personal. Me, I also asked them if it was a gift I was giving you, like a car, would you now go consulting your wife whether you want it or not? And it is a gift I'm giving you. You see, it is an issue of you deciding, so that if you don't want, I can give it to the next person because I'm not even forcing you. Okay. You should also make your friends see like you're not forcing them to the opportunity. You are just there to help them. So because if you act like a hunter, you will be having a very hard time for you to operate this business, because you find that will be all of the time you'll be forcing people to your things, and maybe they are not even interested, or they might be interested. It's the way you are portraying it. So I asked them that question: if it was a gift, would you now go consult your wife? No. And it will take you even time, so much time. And because you are the one who I have shown, not your wife, maybe you can make a decision and tell me whether you are in or out, so that I don't waste your time. Maybe if you're not interested, you can tell me. It also happens even in marriages. If you are getting a spouse, you cannot go consulting your mother whether you want that ready or not, because you are at the final who are going to stay with them. So I see no need of you going to consult. It is good to consult, but it might waste your time. And finally, you are the one to make the decision. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Richard. That's a good point. Yes, we must know how each one of us handle those, so that everyone has had results and have had different clients, and different clients have different ways of approaching them. Now, this is how I would handle the question of I'll consult my uncle, I'll consult my wife. And I would ask, let's say, Mr. George. Mr. George, for how long have you been married, or for how long have you been close to that friend or to that uncle? They will tell me. Then I will ask them, what response do you think your uncle would say if you tell them that you got this an opportunity and it is requiring such an amount of capital? What do you think would be their response? They will tell me, probably that's a scam, probably it's expensive, probably I should forget it, or probably it's good. Then, when you have known that they already know what their uncle would say, what their spouse would say, you tell them. If that person would tell you it is expensive, have I shown you the value of how it is? Yes. Do you think, or have I shown you whether it's not a scam? Yes. According to the question they have asked, because that person they are going to consult, they know them better. Probably they still have the same answer as this person can tell you even when you are with them. So I asked them, now that I have shown you it's not this and it's not this, or it has value and it's worth, do you think you're in a better position to explain to them like I have done it to you when they ask you such a question? They'll definitely tell me no. Then why don't we schedule a meeting with the person whom you will consult, or I give a call or a three-way call when you are with them to explain what I have shown you. They will find it okay, because I'll now be in a position to know who is the decision maker, and can I help them understand how the business works? Can that person join the Zoom meeting, the decision maker, they want to be consulted? Maybe it's a wife and they're consulting the husband. What if we have, I'll meet you, kindly, if you're making noise or you're not muted, mute yourself. You only unmute yourself when you are asking a question or answering. So you'll find that they already know what the person is likely to say. So it will be so clear that the answer I'll give them will handle the objection even for those, the spouse or the friend they have. So that's with handling the objection of I'll consult my spouse. Valentine, mute yourself. I don't have time. I think we handle that. Let's say somebody has asked you, for how long have you done this business? Have you made money yourself? What experience do you have? Yes. What experience do you have? For how long have you done this? How much have you made yourself? Thank you. How would you handle that? If you want to say something, kindly unmute yourself. Only unmute yourself when you're saying something so that we have a clear meeting. Let's share. Unmute yourself or raise your hand and say something. Somebody has asked you, what is your experience? How experienced are you? How do you handle that? Maybe you're 2 months in the business. Maybe you are 1 month and your friend is asking you, how much have you made? How experienced are you? Anyone with a suggestion of an answer? Thank you. This is the way to handle that. If somebody asks you how experienced you are, how much have you made, this is the right way to answer them. You ask them, what exactly are you looking for? Get to know what exactly are they looking for. Are they looking for the results you have made or the platform that you're in? Get to differentiate the two. Don't be defensive. Most networkers are defensive. They'll talk like, oh no, it's not about how much, it's not about my account, no, it's not about how much I have made. Don't be defensive. Also be honest with them. So if the question is how much you have made with the experience you have had or with the time you have been in the platform, tell them that I happen to have joined this platform recently, or probably have had an experience with other platforms before, but I joined this one recently. And there are things that attracted me to do this. And these are the things that I consider to join because I have seen them working for others. I have seen it working and I can see the trajectory of the progress. Where is it headed? What is the history it has had? If it's about the platform, show them about the platform, how long it has been there, how certified it is, and sustainability of the platform. Then ask them, what would it require for you to join such a platform? They'll tell you what exactly they're looking for, like, is it a platform that is sustainable? Is it a platform that has been there for a longer time? Or is it a platform that has been there for a shorter time? Get to know exactly their interest. Never handle an objection you don't know exactly what. Okay, I was reading a comment. They know never handle an objection, you don't know exactly what it is. For those people who tell otherwise, you cannot be dishonest for long. Integrity is key. I always exercise that because I know it will catch up with you. They'll join, they'll become members like you, and you always hide their account, your account. And you cannot sustain, you cannot retain them on lies. You'll fail. Once you get members who can show you their accounts, who can exactly tell you when they joined, who are having results that you can't tell where they're coming from, they're not embracing the process. And without you embracing the process, you'll know that there's no success without a story. There's no glory without a story. Thank you. How much is it? How much is it? How much is the mirror sale? Maybe you're just a couple of minutes to a call. This person is struggling with ulcers, high blood pressure. How much is it? All in the middle of the conversation. All at the edge. How do you handle a question on how much is it? You know, we are not dealing with electronics that you can find anywhere, that you'll tell them, the one with 5 ports is this amount. You're not dealing with, let's say, books. The one you'll tell them that 2 pages is this much, 64 pages is this much. No, we handle a product that is unique. And compared to the ones in the market, it's high. How do you handle that? It's an objection. It's not an answer you can just give out to switch people off. Even when you're selling cars or something that has good money, you don't just mention the price. There's something that comes with that. What is it? How do you handle that? Let's listen from your points. Let's hear. I like it when Josephine is sharing on the chat box also. If you have a question direct to me, you can chat me direct on the chat box. If you have a question or an answer to everyone, chat on the chat platform too. Any answer to that? Any answer to that? The question on how much is it? Thank you. If you don't have an answer, let me tell you about the question on how much it is. When somebody asks you how much is it, a few minutes to you sharing with them about the product information. When you tell them the price, it's like they are taking you to the bottom line. Where are we heading? We are here in the beginning, and they're taking you to the bottom line. It's not easy. It's not good when somebody is like concluding. No, I don't want to hear you. No, just conclude. Just tell me how much is it. They're switching you off. They're putting you off. How do you handle that? This is how. Mr. George, I like that question. Actually, that is the best part. But would you allow me to take you through the values? Would you allow me to take you through the solutions and the ingredients and how the product will help you before I come to that? Request them. They automatically say yes when they have learned that you're not about the price, you're not about the money, it's about the solutions you are giving them. The other thing, to have them listen to you, you can tell them it depends. It depends with what you're looking for. Are you looking for a permanent solution? Are you looking for something that is superficial? Are you looking for something that is temporary? And when they tell you about what they're looking for, now get to tell them the values of the opportunity you have. Let's say somebody has asked you this question in the middle of the conversation, in the middle of your presentation. How do you handle that? One, you can tell them the price has a range. Give them a range from here to here. Let's say maybe they are looking for therapy. Get to know for how long have they had the condition so that you can price. Now, when the question of price comes at the end, how much is it? This is after the end of the presentation. Do you still tell them the price when it is at the end of the presentation? You'll definitely have to. It's important. Actually, what will they be buying if not something you have priced? So when you tell them about the price, never say a price and add your statement there. Never say it is 8,400 and you shut down. Say it like this. The price of this Miracell goes for 8,400. Is that comfortable with you? Guys, get to understand that when you further your question, when you tell them about the value and whether they can afford that, is that okay with you? Is that fine with you? You'll get to know whether they had seen it as so high or so low or kind of affordable, or they can pay in installments. When they tell you about if it is not okay with them, tell them about the different ways they can pay it, when they can make some deposits, installments, the different sachets, packets, and all that. I think I have handled that objection well. Thank you, Josephine. So let's get to know which other objection do you have? Which other hardship, which other question have you ever found difficult to answer in this business? Which have you ever found as if you cannot answer? So let's get to know so that we share. I've exhausted the questions that I had, the objections that I had. Let's now handle yours. Which one do you have? For the next 10 minutes so that we finish.
Hello, Mr. John.
Yes, Josephine.
After you prospecting to a person, then at long last the person tells you that, oh, that one now is a scam. How can you handle this one when somebody tells you it's a scam?
Thank you. Thank you. The best thing to handle human beings is to let them know that you're also a human being. Somebody has told you, I feel this is a scam. Thank you. This is how to handle it. Madam Josephine, thank you for making such a statement. But I have a question for you. What makes you say it's a scam? They'll tell you, blah, blah, blah. Then you tell them, when I first heard about this, and most people, when they first heard about this, they felt the same way you are feeling. We took them through, and now this is how they are feeling about it. Let them know that they are not exceptional. Let them know that it's common. It's okay for them to feel. Know why they are saying they feel it's a scam and what they understand a scam is. Then you tell them, most people felt the same way you are feeling. We helped them discover this, and this is now how they are feeling about this. You'll not lose that person. you'll act more of a consultant, not a salesperson. Be a professional. Be that person who makes that person feel it's okay to give you any answer. Thank you, Richard. I know you are learning. Thank you. I like that comment. Thank you. Is it answered, Josephine? You're welcome. So any other question? Josephine had promised to ask a question at the end of the sharing, and she has done that. Anyone else with a question? Does it mean that you can now do the business with a lot of ease? Does it mean that you have understood everything? I like that. Paula, Shirley, I've not heard you say something. What is required of you is just to unmute yourself and say something. Faith, Eva from Riyadh.
Actually, Jacqueline Musibi should talk. She usually asks me so many questions. I need her to ask one question here, please.
Thank you, Richard.
Musibi, please.
Is she Jacqueline Musimbi Vokwa?
Yeah, please. Let her ask one question.
Thank you. She's from Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Jacqueline. Jacqueline has always attended our meetings. So ask.
Hello, everyone.
Hello to Jacqueline.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Oh.
You can text.
I
You can text your question.
You have to talk. Jacqueline, unataka kusema homa imekupata saa hii? Mchana ukikuwa na homa, ask a question bana.
Okay, let's say for example, you have met a client, umemwelezea everything about the business, then the person is interested in joining the business. Then anakuambia pesa ako nayo maybe haitoshi, ama anakuambia ako na a half amount, ama anasema ako na mambo mengi, yani the person is anatoa comments nyingi zenye haziendani na mambo na business. Unaweza deal aje na mtu kama huyo? Yani umemwelezea kila kitu about the business, but inafika at the end anakuambia maybe hana pesa hazitoshi, ama anakuambia ako na majukumu mengi. Unaweza handle aje situation kama hiyo?
Congratulations for your question. John,
Yes.
assist her now. Yeah, you can assist her. I needed her just to talk.
Richard, I know you have an answer to that. And Jacqueline, are you saying that kuna mtu anakuuliza maswali mingi? Okay, let me speak in English to help those in South Africa. Like somebody is asking so many other questions away from the business. Jacqueline?
Yeah.
Okay, like kukatiama.
No, the the person is just saying that maybe pesa ako nayo to start maybe a package ana, like you're telling the person starting a new package, like package moja unaanisha maybe na 8,440, but the person is claiming to say that maybe hana hiyo pesa yote, ama anasema ako na 7,000, ama anasema ningoje, maybe anatoa maneno mob, yani that hivyo tu.
Thank you for that. Thank
Yeah.
you. So whenever a client takes a given direction, most of the time it depends with how the conversation started. It depends mostly with how you started to handle them. When somebody is like, he or she has so many wording, so many conversations, like they really want to take your time. The best thing is to be on a call with them and make sure that you handle each question at a time and you handle it to the full, like you have fully answered that question. If it comes to a point of how much, and let's say they have this, let's say currently they have 7,000 currently, or in dollars, let's say $50 or $60 currently. The best way to handle it is to tell them, there's a way I can help you out to pay in installments, but if you really want to get started with this package, you will still have to pay this because that's the amount that has been set aside uniformly across the universe to help people get started with in that package. So if it's a question of them, let's say talking, I have had such clients, and probably they do that because they feel like a warm market. People who have now, you have built the rapport overboard. They feel at the freedom of asking anything, taking you in any direction, that is it. So when it comes to business, kindly handle a question to the fullest. If possible, make a call instead of taking so much time chatting forth and back. Yes, Valentine, thank you for that answer. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Faith is also giving an answer. Yes, Valentine, thank you. Yes, Jacqueline, have we helped you? Jacqueline, are you able now to handle that person who is asking so many questions?
Jacqueline is playing
thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Any other question?
Okay.
Yes, Mr. John.
Yes, Josephine.
What if you have prospected to someone? For example, I'm a lady and I've prospected to how can I say it? I've prospected to a gentleman.
Yes.
Then the guy is like, for me to get interested with your business, let me video call you first so that I can get interested in your business. And remember earlier, I had told the person I'm a nurse in Jomo Kenyatta Hospital. That I do that for full, that is my job, and I do this online business as a part-time. So how can you deal with such a person? And for example, I've lied to him. And Shagala in Saudi Arabia, you know how Shagala put on their clothes, funny. How can you handle this guy if you are the one?
I like that. I like that. I like handling questions or objections we have met along doing this business with the honest way, because that's the way to personally help yourself out by speaking yourself. Now, I don't know why you would lie, but most of the time, kindly try to speak the truth. Secondly, now, it has happened. We have lied. When I was starting network marketing, I would put even a profile picture of somebody else. I didn't believe in myself. I would put a profile picture of somebody else. I remember that. Now, let me talk about why somebody would want to video call you. It is probably because of the same lie. Secondly, your profile. Whenever you are in this business, your brand speaks a lot even before you speak. Probably if you have seen me and how my profile looks like, the only time I like to interrupt or to interact is when I'm posting something funny on my status, but it will be funny for only 24 hours. 24 hours and it will have gone off on the WhatsApp status or Facebook status. And the serious me, the branded me still remains. Now, when you have a funny profile picture, somebody who might be interested in you because of other reasons will want to video call you. Secondly, it's not wrong to have a video call, but never pick a video call when you're not comfortable. Tell them that I'm not in a position to pick any call or video call right now because of this and this reason. I've seen Richard conducting presentations and also Dickens conducting presentation with a video call. Actually, most of the Saudi Arabia members have been crossed by the Kenyan people through a video call. Video calls work. They build on trust, but don't pick a video call when you're not comfortable with it. Don't lie so much such that you'll never have a reason, because remember, this person, you're not prospecting them to get their money. Most people do that. That's why you may find you don't want to give the right information, but you're prospecting them. They will remain to be your friends. If I want to remain your friend, it's like I want to marry you. What if the marriage was based on lies? You'll not stay. So if you want this person to be your business partner, base everything on truth. Then, if you don't if you are where you are is not good, don't say much about yourself. Don't say so much. How do you control that about not saying much about yourself? By being the one asking questions. The askers, the world belongs to the askers. Those who ask questions, they take control of conversations. If you are the one answering questions, I'll take you wherever I want. I'll ask you questions to whatever I want. I'll even know. I will even tell you to video call me or answer my video calls. So if you're not comfortable with your current situation, be the one asking questions to gather more information about the client, and not the client gathering more information about you. Control that through questions. I think I have a feeling that I have helped you, Josephine. Am I right?
Okay, Mr. John.
Yes, Valentine.
Okay, I don't know if it is a question. Yeah, it is a question. But for that, Josephine, me personally, I don't take video call. As long as you're sharing the idea of business, I don't video call. That is all. Video call, it is out. And then, yeah.
What is the reason that you don't pick video calls?
That is just for my personal. It is my personal reason.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, example, I've come across like mostly these gentlemen, it is very difficult to handle them. Like you prospect somebody and
Yeah.
then you come like that person wants that video call or that okay, me, I make calls but not video call, I make only voice calls. If you're not comfortable with that, then I don't know what else do you want. Because if it is just about business, listen to the idea I'm sharing to you. That call, voice call, it talks a lot pia, si lazima ikuwe video call. That is just
So,
personal issue and personal reasons I don't take video calls, that's all.
so nitakutrust na hiyo
And then
audio.
I have a question, like you prospect somebody, then it comes like sasa you finish the prospecting, that person has understood everything, then he comes at the end, tells you like it is a must I get those two people so that ndio nijoin biashara. Without those two people I can't, my money will go there and won't come back. So how do you handle such a situation? Like he's just willing, he or she is willing, but he says, let me go and look for those people. When I get them, I'll come back to join the business. So you just wait like even 4 months, 5 months, somebody is still looking for those two people. Hey, it gets more serious.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Valentine. Thank you. I like it when we are sharing our personal positions about the activities we carry out. The next person I'm giving a chance is Eva. Valentine has said that she doesn't take video calls for her personal reasons. That is very right. Let me add on that. Sometimes ladies have hardship or challenges when you find men are sexually attracted to them, and maybe the main reason why they are video calling you is just to see you, see your face, see how you look. And sometimes it's not at the right time. Such happens. And sometimes it's them calling. I have seen when I was starting this, I would see, and I have blocked so many people or idiots who would even call on Facebook Messenger. I have seen such. Be professional and be firm also. Video calls to me sometimes tend to build trust. See, I'm talking to this person who is not hiding. If it's not okay with you, it's still okay. It's still okay. It's still understandable. The question on the person is asking you, is it a must I get these two people? That question mostly comes with people with people with people who really like have a feeling like they are lazy, they can't do anything, they want to put their money there and money work for them. Secondly, it comes from people who are hiding that they know it is people are required, but they're asking you. Such a question, I ask it or I answer it with a question. And most people will ask, should I get people? Where will I get people? And I ask them, thank you, Mr. George, for that question. When I started sharing this opportunity with you, I made it clear that we are sharing a business opportunity. And it's good you cried for me, is that all business require customers, right? Thank you. Have you ever seen a business that doesn't require customers? They tell you definitely no. You tell them that this business also require customers, and getting on board and starting this business, you start as a customer, then you become part of it by becoming a distributor. The question of where do I get people, you ask them, where are people? Ask them that question. When you want to work, ask them, where are the people? They will tell you that people are all over. Then you tell them, yes, you're right. People are all over. How do these people get to businesses? Ask them that. how do these people get to businesses? How do such and such company get these people? They will tell you. When a question of getting the two people or where to get people comes, don't answer that question. Let them answer. Usually, they're asking a question they know an answer to. They're avoiding it. They're avoiding the responsibility. They will definitely look for people. Ask them, where are people, by the way? Where are people? What were copy? Where do we get people? They'll answer that. Then, how do you get these people to buy or get into a given company? Or how does a given company get its clients? Through talking to them, through approaching them. That's the same thing here. Only that here, you are not required to have those so many people. You are only required how many? Two. They will now see the ease of this business. People tend to relate with what they already know. Let this business not appear as a very new one. Make it simple to them and understand that they have. Richard uses a certain analogy in the office and tells people, like, we are a distributor of a given company that manufactures this product, gives the contract to this company to distribute. And how does it get the clients? Through this and this. Simple. Eva, let me give you the last chance to say something so that we end this meeting. Eva, what do you have to say?
Yes, Mr. John.
Yes, Eva.
Even you have already answered. I was just saying about business. Every business requires customers. And if it comes to prospect, they are different. People are different. You met a person, he asked this question and another. But we have to get used. That's what I'm trying to say. We get used in these people. This is a business. If a person asks you, maybe he insists he want to video call or whatever, you just say, I'm in public, maybe another time. And if you have a time, you can talk to that prospect, video call and talk and explain everything about business. Another thing is about this stress of prospecting. There is no need. If at all you have in a business for 1 or 2 months, you have to get used in prospecting, because you will meet ladies and those another man's talking about at it is I don't have time. Somebody tell you at I need us. Yani, some people are different. So I'm just trying to tell my fellow that we have to get used in this is a business. You prospect somebody, tell him about the business, take a short time. Not that you take 1 hour prospecting somebody at just to join you. Why? There are so many people out there. They need to know about this business. Tell somebody about the business, very clear. And just take a notebook and write down the names of those prospecting, and then with the time, just follow them and just ask them about what they have decided. Because the prospecting is not as easy as that much, but you have to get used no matter what. When you see this person is just saying, I want to consult. You want to consult who? This is a business like any other. If at all you have a capital, you want to start a business, it's upon your decision. You have to decide yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Mr. John.
Thank you very much, Eva. I like that. I really appreciate your time and effort to really have a clarification to all of us that prospecting is something that people fear, but it is out of it. It is the background. It is the foundation of this business. It is those people who make sales that make companies rich. I'll end this meeting by sharing with you the 20-80% rule. Just as Eva has said, don't waste much of your time with one prospect. I'll tell you this. If you would take a good concentration on the good prospects and those that are giving you value, you'll get 80% signups from just a few who are serious. But before you get those serious, you have to go along getting so many people, prospect them in the right way, take them through and show them the opportunity, write that on a notebook like she has guided, and follow up with them. Show the opportunity to as many people as possible, and with time, you have the most sign up. And when they see that they are not stopping you, they will come now to embrace what you are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been my time. That has been our time. We have all shared, and we look forward to sharing more. I'm reading the comments. Thank you. Everyone is recommending Madam Eva from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much for everyone who has made this a success. Kindly, it would be justice for us to comment what we have learned in our WhatsApp groups, so that next time people will not just ignore our request for them to join our meeting. The 11 of us who have added this meeting, let's say something about what we have learned. For more information on mentorship, visit our website at rivubitkenya.com. Visit our website, rivubit.com. Share the opportunity with as many people as possible. You only do this as a job for 1 year or 6 months. Do it as a job, then it will start paying you like a business. Everything has a start. And in network marketing, work is required when you are beginning. Then after there, you will now get more money than you are working. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my time. I really appreciate. Thank you, Richard, for appreciating everyone. I really appreciate and wish you a blessed evening. I know we are almost at the same time frame from South Africa, Saudi Arabia, and Eastern Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been our time. I really appreciate the way we have shared to the end of this meeting. Let's edit there. I have recorded the meeting. Share something about what you have learned on our WhatsApp group immediately we end this meeting. Have a blessed night.